I want 10 million cash, stars in the ceiling. I want her being frank, down to a penny. I want to do the dash, run through the city. I want her had a raw, used to be on Ritalin. I want.
Yo, what you know, good?
No good.
It's your boy Blount.
It's your boy Ross.
And this is the
Sit Down.
Welcome
Man,
back,
we back.
So today we are here to talk about I didn't grow up like that. But before we start, you know, we got to get that daily scripture in, the daily verse in. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 7.
Amen.
Amen, brother.
Amen. Hey. You know what time it is, man. We here. We got another fragrance for today, man. It's that product. It's that product. And hey, man, I got a strict rule on how to use this, man. This is one of them, if you work out or just outdoorsy type, because this gonna give a great, sweet, but outdoorsy,
Yes, sir.
not too wild, lavender, a hint of sweetness. So this is one of those activity type colognes. You know, if you active in sports, anything like that, you know, them old heads, you know, that work outside and like to smell good, man. You know, I see you, Aunt. I see you, Aunt. So yeah, man, Prada Sports. Holla at me, man.
Yes, sir. Ski. Spray. Never read.
We gonna see what y'all gonna do, man. I'm still waiting for y'all to get back at me on these scents, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm waiting for y'all, man.
So, I didn't grow up like that. It's so much meaning in those words. I didn't grow up like that.
Hey.
Like it covers a vast area of, you know, things that we've been through. So
Yeah.
It shows why we move the way we move, why we act the way we act, talk the way we talk, and almost to the point the way we walk, because to have grown up, you had to have had influence from somewhere.
Yeah.
And the big thing with, you know, growing up is understanding people with different backgrounds. Like they say, different strokes from different folks. Like, what are some of the things that you notice you butt heads with at home with growing up from different backgrounds? Or do you and your wife come from different backgrounds?
We come from almost similar backgrounds. Both low income. I came from out the projects. She out the country, so you know, down our way, they're both about almost the same. But what I always commend my wife on with her and her family, the love that they show.
Yeah.
Me and my family is not a big carry lovey-dovey family.
Yeah.
Like, it's maybe 5 years ago, maybe like I'm actually telling all my family members I love them. Like, and sometimes it's just like a shock on their face to see, and you know, like they ain't even able to say it back sometimes. So, you know, and not just cause it's coming from me, because that's how we was raised. You know, it was that tough household. We was mostly women, so the boys that was around, you know, you know that stigma they got to have you tough. Yeah. And I feel that I kind of lack compassion in certain areas that I feel like my wife would love that if I get better at, and which I'm working at, but if I already already had that side, you know, it would stop a lot of arguments or just heartbreaking pain and in that sort of sense. But yeah, we come from similar almost backgrounds, but I see that we have different paths also, because what I mean by that is we both come from low income areas, but we move different. It's she put me in the being more tentative to the moment, instead of like we talked about, hey, last episode, that money are moments, and she made me more grateful on the moments, and just really look at like, hey, you know, moments, like you miss certain moments. And I know as us coming up from low income areas, you know, I don't know about everybody else, but we didn't have a lot of those moments of parents and us. Like I told you, I was a football player, and my mom never could come to my games because, you know, simple fact that she was grinding for us, and she had 2 little boys. So yeah, and I know that kind of shift my emotions to it's more hard. So now that I have a wife and a daughter, I have to be more compassionate about things, and I have to look at it in a different light. But my question to you is, growing up, what was your toughest obstacle of you and your spouse having different backgrounds?
Similar to yours, the love that was shown.
Yeah.
Because we grew up in a household where nobody's really crying or being emotional until somebody dead.
Yeah.
Like, we ain't saying we love you or none of that until somebody died.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
You know, my wife came in as my girlfriend, and she started telling everybody she loved them. And, you know, it was kind of weird for a lot of people. It was weird for myself, too. We
ain't grow up on that and hearing it. Yeah, I totally get you.
And it kind of ties into, you know what I'm saying, unlearning bad habits, because just because you're uncomfortable with it and just because you don't understand it doesn't mean that you have to go against the grain with it.
Exactly.
Like, I know a lot of times she had said to my father, and he do it for play now, but he used to be, she would say, I love you, Pop, and he'd be like, I hear you, yeah. Because he didn't grow up like that.
Yeah.
And, you know, now he does it for play, but I know now he understands that he kind of had to unlearn a bad habit.
Yeah.
Even with coming from different areas and different backgrounds, I have to unlearn bad habits. Like you say, the compassion part.
Yeah, yes,
like, man,
yes.
I'm not that compassionate. I don't be going for all that shit, man. It just ain't in me, but
little asshole.
It's becoming of me.
Yeah.
It went in me, but
you
know what I'm saying?
You
I'm
working now.
Man. Everybody.
Every man. Hey, all us, man. All us.
Because at the end of the day gotta end, and you gotta take care of those who love you, i.e., your spouse and your kids, and that means growing.
Yeah.
It means growing to be better and to do better.
Yeah.
Even if that means you didn't understand it growing up and you didn't do it growing up, but it's going to benefit your life at the current moment, you need to work on that. And that's something that I try to work on. A lot of times I still don't show the compassion and the love that I need to show, but I try to double back when I know I should have did it.
Yeah.
Like I try to double back and give it. Even though sometimes it may be too late, or it may be watered down, it may be dry. It's like it's the only way I understand how to show it.
Yeah,
and if I don't show it this way, I'm not gonna show it at all. And then if I don't show it at all, then you gonna be looking like you don't never ...
Yeah.
In actuality, I just don't know how to.
Yeah,
So,
and man, you know, I feel like, man, this is a great subject, because I feel that we all kind of put high expectations on each other, as far as husband and wife, that we want something we never seen or were never raised around.
Man, that'd be the biggest part.
And because I know, you know, women, you know, be a man. I ain't never been around them, so I got to put bits and pieces on what I feel.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I know men. Yeah, so I have to put bits and pieces that I look or feel that, hey, he think he doing the right thing.
He move.
Yeah, exactly. You know, everybody praise him, so what he doing must be right.
Yeah.
And you know, and that goes back to bad habits. You watch this person you thought was doing right, and you, as you get over time, get older, you, oh man, I've been following the Lucifer himself almost. But
it's crazy you say that, because I be wanting to name drop and say certain shit about people, but I won't for the sake of my relationship with those people. But like you say, I've looked at certain male figures as, okay,
yeah,
I see how you doing it, you handling your business, and then I got older and looked at them like, but you really ain't did nothing.
Like I thought you were father of the year, and
I thought you had good reason.
But you know what I learned from that? I was like, man, because you was steering me in the right path. So
like you said, you gotta take a lift.
Yeah. I still give that praise, that I don't know, just the strong word to say for it, but I'ma give you your flowers, because I even thought, for even me to think that you was a good dude, you was pushing me in the right direction, because I want to become one myself. I want to become a good man myself. So I still gonna give you your flowers anyway, because that's what I thought. I didn't know.
You know, on the
and then you never know. He probably was, strayed away to thinking, hey, what he was doing was right, because okay, you got to think about it. Back in the days, when the dad is that, he did a little provide, but you ain't spent no time with your kids. Oh boy, I'm the reason the lights in the. I understand that.
That money.
But we got to change from that. Get out of that way, because listen, brother, you could be gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
Then now you paid them light bills. You wasn't name, but we ain't got no connection. So now I'm at the funeral and people looking at me like, oh, he a little Al.
Yeah.
That he was a good dad to them. Money ain't always good all the time. No. I be needing that. Be there sometime. Just drop a gem or two.
Like you say, I appreciate it, but I ain't gonna praise it.
No.
I'm not gonna give you no credit for looking good and you was some bullshit, because the whole time I was looking for you for that guidance that I needed. You gave it to me, but it was all false accusations.
Yeah.
And it was like you showed me the right way, the wrong way.
Yeah.
I'm like that person. Like, I'm gonna let you know. Like, yeah, I appreciate you, but it was, you could have kept it funky with me. You could have let me know from the jump. Like, hey, it looked like this, but it ain't that. And I had to, I took some things from my pop. Like, he told me one time he went out with his wife, and we all out shopping, everybody happy, looking good, and having a good time. And he like, you think I wanted to be here? Now, first he asked me, you enjoying yourself? I'm like, yeah, I'm enjoying myself. He's like, yeah. He's like, everybody is. I'm like, how about you? He was like, hell no. I'd rather be fishing right now. But you know what? I'm gonna do what my wife want to do today. And then that week, guess what I'm gonna be? I said, fishing. You damn right. So, I kind of get it from, little pieces like that, but the stuff that he beat around the bush with, he could have saved it.
Yeah.
I try to save the beating around the bush too. Like, I try to tell you exactly how I feel. And I feel like that is a bad habit I need to unlearn, but it's also...
I was just about to say, I'm going to let you finish, but I was going to say, cause, bro, you just don't know who just talking about moment.
Yeah.
That little, just because you said, hell no, I don't be. You probably just fucked my world completely.
He ain't really messed it up. He really set things in retrospect for me to understand the dynamics of marriage at a young age, even though I wasn't prepared for it. I get it. Because now I see what he was saying, like, oh, okay, well, you know, let me go do this with my wife because, you know, if I don't, I'm not going to be able to go do this. Like, it's always not necessarily tit for tat, but it's always everybody got to be, and get what they need across the board to be satisfied.
I got to battle with you again.
Oh, go ahead.
I feel like that's a sickening that we done got raised up on, and we bringing it all the way to now. Because you got listen. Hey, rock with me on this one now. Think about what we saying. Think about what you just said. I got to do this. Cause if I don't, my wife ain't gonna let me do what you want.
But even swap ain't no swindle.
No, it ain't no even. The thing about what I'm saying is we need to get out of that on I want to do this because I'm gonna do this with my wife because I want to do something else. And you know, and
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
And you probably took it out of context. I wasn't saying it like that, so to speak, is that I'm speaking on, you know, making sacrifices. Because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. You're making that sacrifice.
Yeah, like
you saying it that way did sound kind of blunt and kind of bland and assholeish, but that's me. That's
yeah, we know that.
Like, that's at the end of the day, that's the reason you do what you do. You make those sacrifices to satisfy your others. To satisfy your spouse, you make those sacrifices, but you also doing it with the mindset of, all right, you know the game come on tomorrow now. I don't want to hear all that shit. We're not.
Hey, and it shouldn't be like that on now one of our ends. It should be, hey. And you know, I know sometimes that we try to do scheduling.
Yeah, that don't work.
That don't never work. You try to do scheduling, hey, we're gonna do this weekend.
Try to pre-plan, that don't work, man.
But it's the I'm saying I'm really speaking for myself because I want to come out of that of just saying that period because man, as the episodes we have been having and everything we've been going over, so y'all, hey, go back, check that out.
Make sure you go look.
Is really opening my mind up to a whole lot more on just, man, we really got a lot of poison that we bring with us.
Yeah.
And it's on both ends.
Yeah.
Because we never seen what a good woman is.
Never seen that structure on either end.
We never seen what a actual good man. Yeah. You know, because I meet my wife sometimes. She be like, "Oh, what's his name? That's a good man." We only know what we see now.
Yeah, that's all we know. It looked good.
What about when they first started? How was he? How was she? You know,
how are they now? This just
and that's why I love to talk to the couples them 30 years or better.
Yeah.
Let me hear about that first year, second. You know, let's dabble in those time because right now, cause y'all don't learn.
Y'all so smooth. Hey, what you need, baby?
To me, you mold each other.
Yeah.
You done mold each other.
Like I say, for sickness and the health, like you go into it sick. And you trying to make it healthy the whole time because, like
I love
and I got
that analogy.
From the comedian I've been watching, Mr. Marcus D. Wiley. I gotta go check him out because look, we going in there like you say with that poison, but we trying to get rid of it so that we can have the healthy aspect of it. But a lot of times we still carry a little bit of that poison with us throughout the entirety of it because. In an instance and in the blink of an eye, it can go from me saying, all right, baby, yeah, you right, to God damn now. Like just that fast.
Yeah, the asshole.
And I should be able to do.
He dealt.
And I should be able to do better with that and which I'm working on, because a lot of times I don't even have to say that, because you can just make a look or a gesture, and then your significant other go already know.
Anybody
I know mine can look at me sometimes and I be like, yeah, I've been running out.
Anybody that can wear Jeffrey Dahmer glasses.
Hey man.
I feel like you don't have to really say anything, assholes. Your look
Put
alone.
my finger like this and look over.
Yeah.
That's it.
Kawhi Leonard. Cousin, man, come on. Bitch, your hands in. I told you, man, in the foot. All the nights. But yeah, man, we grew up around a lot of poison and on both ends.
Yeah.
And we just bringing it in now. It's like, I don't know about what's 2025 is. I know everybody's been working on it, but it's like 2025 is this year that, man, you know, we finna.
I feel like everybody got a little bit more sense of insight this year. Like, everybody's kind of getting in tune of who they are. We breaking those bonds and those bad habits that we had growing up, and everything takes time. Like you say, as we go through these episodes, you realizing that the money go come and we go get to the moments. Like, I had to grow out of, I need that money. So now it's kind of like I'm taking my time to realize, and I still get frustrated and not want to do a lot of the stuff, but like I say, I'm in the realization era of my life. Like I say, I'm getting some insight on how I should move, and actually it's also leading to my question, like, do these things that we're going through, or the things that you've been through, your background, the way you grew up, because you didn't grow up the same way with the same love, does it shape the way that you love your wife and the way you argue with your wife?
Yeah, it does. I would say it does, because I'm still in that learning process.
Yeah,
I came a long way. Long way. But yeah, because like I said, man, you know, my family, we don't come from saying I love you and nothing like that. It's, you know, it's what's going on, y'all. It what it is.
So, all right, I'm gonna holler at y'all.
Yeah, and
drive safe.
That's it.
That's the I love you.
I didn't let you know I made it home safe.
Yeah, I ain't you know nothing. I really just started doing that.
Yeah, like.
And it's so crazy. I started to text you last night or this morning when you left it and be like, "You made it, bro." But I was laying in bed, scrolling, looking at clothes.
Yeah, asshole. You know. Oh, because we do. You can't check on me. You can't check on me.
Nah, for real.
That's another poison that.
But me and my brothers, we work on that, and it helps me work on that. With
most definitely, man, most definitely.
With the rest of my people, because my wife kind of instilled that in us. Like, you didn't wait till they walked in the house, like. And you pulling off, because I'm good at drop you off and whoa.
Listen.
Look in the rearview mirror. But
you done got snatched up.
You on the floor, screaming, waving in the rearview. But I'm working on those things, because the way that I grew up and the love that I'm receiving now are polar opposites, but the opposites attracted to each other.
Yeah.
So it's like a white blood cell coming in to kill the rest of the blood cells. Like, it fight off that disease, and of course the disease still go creep through the cracks. You'll get a little sick then, but as long as you work on being healthy and having like a healthy relationship with yourself, your spouse, your kids, you know, your family, friends, and loved ones, I feel like you'll be good. You go kill them bad habits.
And I'm gonna say this, man, and I struggled with this for a long time. Coming up in low income area, I kind of despised the kids who was middle class, you know, grew up in the suburban area. Oh man!
Look, I talk about that a lot with my wife. Even though her mom, she grew up in a single parent home, and her mom, you know, bust her ass, and she didn't see her mama like that. She got that love. And then she got that luxury behind it, and I'm like, boy, look at here. I didn't know.
No love, all luxury, God.
I would get on my about feeding me TV dinner. Like, man, I'm 7 years old. Ain't no reason I should be eating no TV dinner. Like, I just found out what Salisbury Steak was grown, like patting up the patty. Like, mine was going in the microwave, coming out. I didn't have no luxuries to see a lot of stuff, but she took care of me and she raised me the best way she could. Because those same things that I'm talking about bad, she had so much good in between it. Because one thing about it, she instilled like a cleanliness in me. Yeah. Like that's one thing I got from being raised by a mama with 3 boys. Like money don't grow on trees.
Oh no, it don't.
And yeah, that first impression is everything because a lot of times I won't go out to certain places lacking certain things. I get a haircut, some money.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, everything, all those things tie into my confidence, but they also all tie into the way that I grew up.
Exactly.
Because I grew up knowing that I might not have the newest J's and the polo shirt on, but it's South Pole and it's Izod finna hit.
What?
He Reebok finna slap. Clean.
You gonna notice me in the room just like everybody else with design on.
No, for real.
So yeah, man, I totally agree with you on that. Yes, sir, man. I just be thinking back, like I was an asshole to people, and I'm like, as I grown, and why? Like because they parents had a better opportunity.
Some of them deserve it. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Yeah. Because
they were snobbish. Like I be trying to make sure Genesis ain't like that, and I feel like he gonna be good. I don't want. Some people grow up and they don't understand how blessed they are. They take it with a grain of salt. Like they take it and be like, oh, my daddy, my mama, like they do this, and not even realizing what it's doing to the person that ain't got that. Yeah. Like somebody's always watching you and envious of you. That's why a lot of times I don't try to do stuff in front of people that I wouldn't normally do. Like how we were talking earlier, like if somebody borrows some money from me, don't give me that money back in front of people. You didn't ask me in front of people. Now, it's different if we standing in the crowd of people and you ask me, hey, Blount, let me hold $20 and I give you $20. Then you walk back up, hey, bro, he give you $1 in front of everybody. But if you ask me in private, keep it in private because I grew up like that. Like, that's how I feel like things should operate between not only you and your family, but mainly you and your spouse. Like, y'all should be able to handle things together and keep things between y'all. No matter how different y'all grew up, y'all should be able to communicate and be like, you know what, I don't understand that. So let me get an understanding. And a lot of times you go agree to disagree. Because sometimes I be talking and a lot of times I'm going to use, my wife be talking for some time. I be sitting there like, oh, okay. No matter what you say from here, I'm not going to understand or give a damn about, but I feel you. Like these are your feelings. Yeah, I know you finna say I'm an ass.
I ain't have to say it. Everybody know. At this point now they know. But that's you. That's what you working on. That's what you trying to grow from.
And she don't understand me sometimes. I can tell she be looking at me and listening to me like you just talking. Like okay.
Yeah, because I tell you this, especially like in certain situations. Yeah. Like the way we grew up, somebody talk crazy, hey, it'll go there. But more mature mind, no, he just talking. Hey man, we can talk this out, or we can just stay around each other.
Yeah, for real.
You know, or if you just feeling like this, what you want to get a slice of, I'll give out the whole pie. So, but, and I had to learn that, every situation don't require a reaction like that. So you got to, dumb that down, man. Then you looking little boyish.
I had to learn that too, like, instead of saying you got me effed up, now I just look at them and smile. I think that's more like the meaning to somebody when somebody
you do that with you smile with Jeffrey Dahmer's on?
I do it with anything.
I don't just saying, you just, if I say something I know what asshole is, then you just smile at me.
Lift that eyebrow and smile at you like, bro, you don't stand a chance.
Yeah, wasn't it? Woo! What it is? But yeah, man. I'm still blessed to and proud of where I came from, how I was raised and grew up. Even though, you know, we had some poison thrown in there, is the fact that we acknowledging it, working through it. You know, we gonna make it happen and become the best mans we can become.
Yeah, we already there. We already had now. Like I always tell my people, it sounds crazy, but you make that bed, you gotta get some head.
Yeah,
like you lay in it, and you make it, and you decide to put the sheets and the pillows in a certain way. You gotta get that bed some head. You gotta lay in that bed. Like, you grew up like that.
Exactly.
Take the good
with the bad. You got to, man. You got to take the good with the bad. And on that note, man, it's our bad. We got to end it, man. We got to end this and all my no good. Man, we ain't on that no more. Do good, man. Do good. You have been sitting down with your boy, Ross.
Boy Blount.
And this is the sit down.
Love, peace, and chicken grease.
I want to me cash, stars in the ceiling. I want her being frank, down to a penny. I want to do the dash, ride through the city. I want her had a raw, used to be on Ritlin. I want